Right, hello everybody, it's JP Nordia here. We should be live now. Of course, thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. As you know, every Thursday night we go live with our South African Baseball podcast. It's fantastic to have those of you that have just joined us online with us. We are continuing now the promotion, publicity, and talking about baseball in South Africa. And of course, every week, well, this is what we intend doing, is every week we talk about the various events in South Africa. We talk to our administrators, we talk to our coaches, hopefully our players. And for those of you that have just joined us, and this is maybe your first stream that you are watching, you'll know that we have already managed to speak to some of the players from the World Baseball Classic. Last week we spoke to Aiden Bartes and Mariska Barnard from the World Baseball Fives. They of course just came back from Mexico, where they had such a great tournament. Of course, those of you that don't know, of course, South Africa, the Baseball Fives Africa champions, and they came back, and it's just been fantastic watching the live streams, etc., of the Baseball Fives. But this coming weekend, it's of course the Inter-District Championships in the Western Cape. Cape Town Baseball Federation, or CTBF, is the host district, and Cape Town Baseball is taking on Cape Winelands Baseball. So we decided tonight we're going to get everybody from Cape Town Baseball Federation, well, not everybody, but most folks, to tell us more about what's happening this weekend on the line with us. So let me introduce you then, in no specific sequence, let me introduce you to my guests this evening. In the top right-hand corner, you will see Romeo Adams, Cape Town Baseball. Romeo, hopefully you can hear us. Are you well?
Yes, good evening, JP. Good evening to the viewers. Very well, thank you.
Fantastic stuff. And Ian Gribeno joining us all the way from London. Ian, hopefully you can hear us and hopefully you're well.
Yeah, all good, JP. Just always a pleasure to be on your show and always a pleasure to talk about youth sport and baseball. And there's a lot of excitement, even though I'm quite a distance away from Cape Town. There's massive excitement for youth baseball happening this weekend. Everyone is talking about it in Cape Town Baseball Circus and youth. Super exciting.
And for everybody else, in the bottom right-hand corner, Courtney Strauss, Cape Town Women's Baseball, baseball player extraordinaire. Courtney, welcome. Welcome. Nice to see you online as well.
Evening, JP. Thank you for having me. And evening to all the viewers.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get a lot of folks joining us on the live stream. So, folks, if you have just joined us, please do us a favor and put your messages in the chat group so that we can ask the questions to our guests that are online with us tonight, and hopefully we get a lot of questions. Of course, this is a podcast that has just got started to keep promoting baseball, and we're going to talk about all these different aspects. Romeo, let's start off with you. You're the chairman of Cape Town Baseball. This weekend is the Western Cape Inter-District Champions, and CTBF, or Cape Town Baseball Federation, is the host district. Big event for you guys.
Indeed, JP. I think we've been craving for this type of competition where we can compete against the other districts. Cape Winelands joining us this weekend in Chaka Road to participate in a few youth categories, youth age groups. It will be the under 10s, under 12s, under 15s, under 18s, and then we also have women in baseball teams from both CTBF and from Cape Winelands that will be competing this weekend.
Right, so let me just understand this. Guys, we've got all the time in the world to talk about this tonight. I mean, I know you guys don't have to go to sleep, and the fantastic thing is that Ian Gribeno has got this time difference. So with Ian, while for us we have to get to bed, it's probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon for you.
Yeah, it is pretty early, JP. I think it's about 5 minutes to 7, so I've got lots of time to talk about baseball and see what's happening in that side of the world.
Okay, so Romeo, before we go to you then, you've got a lot of different age categories. You're playing at Chaka Road. Are you expecting a lot of people to pitch up?
JP, we are expecting a lot of people to pitch up. We've had a few weekends of trials, CTBF trials, and I must tell you the parents are more excited than the athletes. We had quite a few spectators at the trials, and like I said, I think for the newbie athletes, especially in the under 10 categories, and then also the women in baseball, they have quite a bit of support from their parents, which is a good thing for baseball, because as a sport where we would like to attract quite a lot of athletes because for us mass participation is quite a big objective.
Yeah.
Getting the parents excited, getting the parents involved. They speak to their friends in their social groups. Their friends then get their kids to become involved in the sport, and that is how we grow the sport then.
Courtney, you're of course instrumental in women's baseball. We've got some junior women's teams playing as well.
Yeah, so we have a under 18 ladies team that is taking part in the inter-district this Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was actually great to see such a massive turnout. We had about 27 ladies, junior ladies, that came down for trials. And we actually had to extend the trials to a part 2 just to get through the numbers. So it was actually amazing to see how many junior ladies we actually have in baseball, in the Cape Town Baseball Federation.
Yeah. So, Ian, before I come to you, so Romeo, just run us through the age categories that we've got on Saturday.
It would be the under 10s. So CTBF has a few under 10 teams, and Cape Winelands will also be bringing through an under 10 team. Then we would have an under 12 age group category, under 15, under 18, and obviously the women in baseball teams are also considered to be part of the youth contingent. But in CTBF, obviously, because we'd like to give a bigger focus to women in baseball, we have a specific person responsible, being Courtney Strauss as the director women in baseball.
Ian, you've obviously, you've just, it's not so long now ago that you came back from the World Championships, the under 12 World Champs, but you've also helped out with the under 15s, under 18s. You're instrumental in youth baseball. What are you expecting this weekend from all these different? You're gonna Cape Town up against Cape Winelands. Is this going to be a tough competition?
Well, look, I think before we even talk about competition, I just think we're bringing back a traditional derby that had existed in so many previous sports. Obviously, Winelands would be the old Boerland, and Western Cape has been converted to Western, from Western Province. So it's a bit of a derby. I think it will be stern competition, specifically in the U10 category and U12, because when any athlete starts playing sport at a young age, your levels are very similar. Obviously, we've been playing our baseball a little bit longer, possibly. We like to think so. But I think the competition is going to be massive, specifically in under 10. And, Romeo's just touched on it as well. In under 10 level, it's mom, dad, granny, grandpa, the whole family's come down. One little athlete has got 6-7 supporters, his school friends come down. And that's why the hype's there. CTBF has put down 3 under 10 teams because, over a stringent trial process of 3 weeks, getting the athletes together and the hype's immense. Even being not in Cape Town currently, I'm hearing on all the coaches chats, and the guys are like, it's epic, it's great. And the under 12 section has taken 4 weeks, and under 15, under 18 trial process. So we've gone through all these trials, and like Romeo has mentioned, the parents are very enthusiastic, but the coaches are even more enthusiastic. The coaches want to now showcase their athletes that have played for their clubs. And now, for the first time, it's no longer club versus club. We're a district. We come together as a baseball community, and then we represent CTBF. And the same is happening in Winelands. I've got some of the coaches in Winelands saying to me, hey, coach, we just want to come down to Cape Town, and the hype is there. The place to be is going to be Chaka Road, and obviously at Lansdowne Complex, right? So VOB and Lansdowne. And we're talking about starting at 9:30 all the way to 2:45. It's baseball the whole day. It's going to be epic, man.
Courtney, tell us a little bit about the women's participation. I mean, maybe the build-up to a day like this. What has been the progress, or not the progress, but how have the young ladies prepared and worked through the season to get to where they will be on Saturday?
Well, JP, they have been playing at their own clubs, mixed. So they practice with their teams at the clubs, and with the trials on Sunday previous, and the week before that, we had a mini game where they could. We had so many players, we could actually split them into 2, and we had a bit of fun. So yeah, it's a training team.
Yeah.
So this is their chance to show us what they can do on the field.
What are you
And
hoping
we
to
are
expect? I mean, are you hoping to see that there's a progression here? Are you hoping mainly for experience, like get on the park, have fun, smash the ball? I mean, are you looking for an experience, or have you got more of a high performance focus going on?
Look, at the end of the day, baseball is about fun, right? But this is actually a high performance team. So we are going out there to have fun, but we're also going out there to prepare the team to take on other teams as well. So yeah, this is a high performance training showcase,
Yeah.
should I say?
And what are we expecting from Cape Winelands? So I mean, Ian said this is going to be a derby. Are you expecting that? Are you expecting that there's quite a competitive spirit here?
I would think so. I mean, everybody walks onto the baseball field and they want to win the. So you can't tell me that one person walks onto the field and says, I'm just here to have fun and
Yeah.
that's it. You actually go there and you bring your A game. And it's just part of baseball that one team wins and the other one doesn't. So
And Romeo, from your side, I mean, with CTBF hosting the event, you're obviously looking at it from an umbrella perspective now. You've got a lot of teams participating. You've got you have quite a responsibility on your hands to make sure that it's a successful event for everybody. And I suppose you've got a bit of an umbrella view over the top on this.
Yeah, JB, you would recall about 9 months ago in Cape Town, we also hosted the NBC 2022.
Yeah.
I think the skills, the passion is in CTBF, and this tournament, this inter-districts, will also be a similar success like 2022 NBC was, because behind the scenes there are quite a few people working very hard to make sure that it will be a success. JP, maybe just in terms of the talent and the quality. In NBC 2022, CTBF had a few teams in both junior and senior level, and also there was a women in baseball team also. Some of those athletes have moved on to the next age group, but what has been impressive is that the newbies, the new talent that have come through, is quality talent. Courtney had indicated that there was about 20 odd. It looked more than looked more to me like beyond 30. With the under 10s, we had 2 or 3 bites at the cherry also in terms of the trial process. But even after that, we are able to field 3 full squads at the under 10s, and it's quality squads that has been produced. For us at CTBF, we're also using it as an opportunity to also then make the next leap into preparation for 2023 NBC. That would be outside of the Western Cape, outside of Cape Town, and I think Cape Winelands will be stern competition for the CTBF squads, and I'm sure that the Cape Winelands would have the same view, that it is also for us about enjoyment of the sport, growing the sport, and getting further interest in the sport.
Ian, let's go to you for a second. If you look at some of the selections that have happened over the last while, obviously there's quite a few athletes that Cape Winelands areas that are also part of this picture. And you guys have on Saturday got a responsibility for all the teams. As the host districts, now we're talking about as the host. I suppose you're wearing 2 caps at the moment, because on the one side it's CTBF and you guys are ready for action, but at the same time you're the hosts, and you're sort of talking on behalf of Cape Winelands as well, I suppose, to some degree. Those kids that are in Cape Winelands, they must also be really looking forward to this. I mean, I know you said there's a lot of excitement in that, but the experience and the ability to have, and I think Courtney sort of touched on it, the ability to just to have another event, compete, is a rare thing. I mean, they will probably be looking to grab it with both hands.
For sure. Just the mere fact, club competition is great for any athlete, any young aspiring athlete, specifically at U10. But the mere fact to travel, some of these under 10 Winelands players possibly haven't left the district as of yet, haven't left their area, and they're going to travel to a tournament in front of different crowds, different people, different environment, and once it becomes a little bit of a district tournament, the officials are there. I cut my teeth coaching at U10 level, and I can tell you it's one of the most exciting things ever. And as soon as you go upper level, you see the children take it a little bit more serious. The shirts get tucked in. Now it's game time, but not just that.
The shirt gets tucked in. Is that something that happens? Is the shirts are normally hanging out?
No, not saying that. But it's just that extra little bit of pride. We're playing for our district now.
Yeah.
And it happens at the young level. The eye black comes on, the armbands are on. We ready. The shoes are polished. That some of those 9 and 10-year-olds go to bed about 5, 6 o'clock, and they're up 5 o'clock the next morning. I can tell you from previous experience, the kids get excited. But Romeo's right, the parents get excited. But the friendships we build. And you can speak to some of the kids that are under 15, under 18 now. They'll say, I know Reggie from Winelands.
Yeah,
I know John from Winelands. And this is where it starts. This is where we start building sporting friendship from, and where different cultures, different athletes mix. So to give you an idea of the competition is great, but the mere fact that another district is coming to play, and obviously CTBF is hosting it, that is super fantastic. But Winelands will be over the moon to travel. They've always been good travelers. 4 years ago, when we had an inter-district before, obviously the pandemic, it was in George. It was epic. They love it. They love traveling. And let me tell you something, they put everything in. They've got a great coaching structure. I know for a fact they've had their ETS going. So their selection has also gone through a very similar process.
So I'm quite curious about that. I mean, Robio, are you able to tell us a little bit about of the clubs or that have made up from Cape Winelands? Have you got any? I know maybe putting you a little bit on the spot, but have they also gone through a process to get the athletes to Saturday?
JP, I had a conversation with colleagues from the Winelands. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And the excitement is also there. They've put a few plans in place. Obviously, they are the traveling district, which means that there's a bit of different planning that happens on their side. They are quite keen to come and join us on Saturday at Chaka Road. I think the excitement is probably, well, from what I experienced in engaging them, the excitement is at this stage more also at the administrator level, because I think it's also the first opportunity in quite a few years for the planning of visiting another district, so that we, like Ian said, we can meet old friends, we can establish new friendships and get the sport going too. I think, JP, it is Late Madiba that says sport has the opportunity to unite in South Africa. For us in the baseball fraternity, this weekend creates another opportunity for us to unite with our neighbors, Cape Winelands, and see where it goes from there.
Well, let's just go. We've actually got a few folks that have jumped online. So let's quickly go to some of the folks that are watching us online. And even though probably we know most of them firsthand. So Nikki O'Donis has joined us, everybody, and she says good evening and hello. America Juma says, asked the question earlier on, and Courtney, this one was directed at you. How many ladies teams will be participating? But I think you answered that one. Maybe you want to just give that one again for America?
It's under 18 ladies from CTBF. And then they will obviously be versus Cape Winelands.
So 2 teams or 4 teams? 2 from Cape Winelands, 2 from... or 1?
It's 1 team.
Okay.
One team from CTBF.
All right,
we're playing 2 games.
Right, so you're playing 2 games. 1 team is playing 2 games. All right, got it. So that's for America Juma. And folks, for you, if you're watching now, America is, of course, coach of the baseball 5 side that just went to Mexico and, of course, won the Africa Championships earlier in the year. Chantel Wilson joined us online. America also asked the question, what age groups are these 2 teams? But I think, Romeo, you answered that earlier on. If I've got it right, it's under 10s, under 12s, under 15s, and under 18s. And then, of course, the women, the junior women's. And then a few other friends also joined us on the chat, asking the question. Keenan Gary Clark is online, and he asked the question, what's happening on Saturday? Well, on Saturday, it's Derby Day, Keenan. Cape Winelands Baseball Federation is playing against the Cape Winelands Federation. And Yeah, would you guys say it's a derby? I mean, is this one of those things? Anybody?
It has to be. It has to be a derby. You know, it's our closest rivals. Winelands falls under the border of actually Van der Stel baseball, and it's Stellenbosch area. It's a stone throw away. We've always welcomed. We've done so many clinics. It's probably our closest neighbours when we do ETSs together for Western Cape selections. So for sure. And they've produced some sterling players. They've also got some players in the national squads in U12, U15, U18. So, you know, and their players will also want to showcase their ability to possible national selectors on Saturday. So a lot can happen.
Romeo, how does it work from a coaching perspective? You obviously got coaches from both sides. And how does it work from an umpiring perspective? There's somebody with you guys as the host district who takes control of the umpires. How does that work?
JP, so in terms of the technical teams, each of the districts are expected to assist with those areas specifically. As the host district, we'll obviously have a few extras if the need arises to prop up a few holes in terms of those areas. In terms of the coaching, obviously all of the squads would have their own coaches. I think from CTBF, JP, and this is maybe also the other area that I think we've grown over the past 2 years. There's quite a bit of interest of individuals that are coaching at the club level that have now made themselves available to assist at the district federation level. And I'm glad, as the president of CTBF, I'm glad that we're also growing that pool of participants. Most of those coaches are themselves still playing baseball clubs, and I think we even have good athletes in them. So it's about the transferring of the skills of the good athlete to the young ones coming through in our youth system, and I think that's working for us. Over, like I previously said, we've in this part of our business, in this part of the year, we've been able to select more teams in the youth categories, and that has come with a need for more coaches, and the coaches have raised their hands in those areas.
Courtney, tell us a little bit about that from a women's baseball perspective. You're obviously focusing on growing women's baseball, junior women's baseball. Do you also maybe interlink there with some of the call it the officials to get women into the administrative side? I mean, we know that in the world of sport, not everybody's going to be a player. Somebody will want to be a coach. Somebody will want to be an umpire. Not everyone's got your skills.
Yeah, so we're actually quite lucky to have a male head coach actually for the junior side for Saturday.
Who's that?
Randy Tires.
Okay.
And Nikki Adonis is actually assisting him on Saturday. So that's another bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, there are a few of senior women's players who has put their hands up to actually coach and to assist with coaching as well. And I think that is actually where we have to start, is where it has to filter down from the senior players to start coaching juniors and things like that. And when it comes to technical and umpires, I actually feel like, you know, roping the moms in and the dads in, because, you know, there's nothing better than standing behind the plate and calling strikes when your daughter's pitching, I suppose.
Romy, do you have to deal with that, like very passionate parents?
JP, I don't want to say it's a problem. It's maybe an opportunity for us that we have very passionate parents.
Yeah.
Because if you steer that passion in the right direction, you get them to want to be umpires, to want to be scorers. And I think just before or just while we've started our season, we had a few technical coaching clinics. So when I say technical, it's umpires, it's scorers, and then also coaches. And there was quite a bit of interest from new parents, from clubs, etc., and that is how we grow the sport.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of passion amongst the coaches. If you look at Nikki Adonis, for example, Yes, she is assisting at the women's team, but she's also volunteered her services at the under-10s team during our trials processes. So it's that type of passion that also rubs off on others, and the parents see the passion of the coaches, of the other technical staff, and that's how they then also stay involved in the sport itself.
So, Romy, I also got to ask you, though, I mean, while we are talking about this, of course, our weekly podcast is every Thursday at 9 p.m., and we're encouraging more people to tune in and watch the channel. But we've got to obviously reach out to Gauteng, Limpopo, Free State. What comes next for you guys? This preparation year, is this part of the bigger picture? Like, you're going to be at some stage, because right now, while we are sitting here talking, Gauteng is watching, and they want to know what's going on in Cape Town, and they want to know who's coming out of Cape Winelands. Are we heading for that sort of competition structure?
JP, I am hoping that we are broadening our horizons in terms of that type of competition structure, because you see, the more baseball we play, the better the skill becomes, because the players then gets exposed to greater and stronger competition, and surely that's how you grow the sport in the country, is it not so? So I'm hoping that we graduate to that type of level where we are, whether it be on an annual basis or every 2 years, as a district federation, we are then able to compete with other district federations, or even just as a provincial federation. We compete with other provinces more regularly, more frequently, and then get to grow the sport and the talent in the districts also.
So I'm not really sure who all from Gauteng or Limpopo or Eastern Cape, Mandela Bay, Free State are watching right now. But of course there are clubs there that are also busy playing at the moment. We know Mandela Bay has been playing, Lont Park. I think Giants and them have taken a bit of a break now. But Courtney, tell us a little bit about some of the local clubs. I think Ian has already mentioned Van der Stel, that is coming out of the Cape Winelands area. Tom, but tell us a little bit about some of the clubs. And we know that you're from Durbanville. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to putting out there. Romeo's from Kales River. I think, Ian, you're Belleville Tigers, right?
Yeah, 7530.
So is there is there going to be, I mean, I know, Ian, that you said that everybody comes together on the day, but is there going to be a little bit of eyeballing to see who came from where? Courtney, let's ask you. Yeah.
I think that's where it always is. But let me tell you something. As soon as we all put on the CTBF gear, everything changes. Because guys, there's always competition. Competition is healthy. Romeo's mentioned as well, and people want to see. But John is in that side. Is John really Paul, Peter? But when those parents come down and the rest of the clubs come down, because that's one thing about Cape Town Baseball, people support each other. Once you put that blue and white kit on of Cape Town Baseball Federation, we won federation. Doesn't matter what happened 2 weeks ago, and that's one thing I'm proud of. Being a part of over these years is once the kids put that on, the parents vote. It's epic, and I know you're going to be there on Saturday, JP, because I'm going to still dare you. I think you can come and eat off a tee on Saturday and show the under-10s how far you can hit the ball. We just got to get that vetoed quickly.
I'm absolutely sure that the umpires will chase me away.
No, we'll make sure that you are more than welcome. We can even maybe stream it live, JP. I think that would be really good to see how JP Naudé hits a tee, because most parents think it's so easy to hit a ball off a tee for under 10.
I've had first-hand experience of not being able to do it.
I know. We've had many conversations.
Yeah, sure. No, it looks easy to do. It looks. I mean, it really is mind-blowing the skills that you guys bring into the picture.
Round ball, round bat. Round ball, round bat. Not that easzy.
Courtney, I'm going to go away from Ian now for a second, because he's going to rope me into doing something on Saturday that I probably haven't been prepared for. But tell us a little bit about some of the clubs from a women's perspective. Obviously, women coming from different clubs here, and this is a process that you're working through as well. Getting the clubs to get more women, and it's not only in Cape Town and Cape Winelands; it's across the country. We know that Hayley Scott is also working very hard on promoting women's baseball, and we're seeing more and more women coming through the youth structures, starting to play baseball at a junior level, I suppose my question is, which are the clubs that we're looking at that are bringing women on Saturday?
You have Grassy Park Crusaders, you have Ocean View, you have Wittersicht, you have
So
Kelsriver
you've got
Cardinals,
you've got quite a wide variety.
Durbanville,
Yeah.
it's basically almost all the teams in Cape Town baseball. To be honest, I was actually silently surprised the amount of females we actually have playing baseball that we don't even hear about. And I was super excited when I saw the names on the list, and I thought to myself, wow, women in baseball is actually more developed than we realize.
But that's
It's
fantastic.
it is.
Romeo, is this not something we need to be talking more about? I'm going to come back to you now, Courtney, but why are we not hearing more about it? Is this the first time now we've got Courtney on a TV show with us who's going to tell us about it?
JP, you're right. We should be talking more about women in baseball. I would like to venture into thinking that out of the 20 clubs that we have, 19-20 clubs we have in CTBF, around about 50% of the 20 clubs would have at least one woman playing baseball, whether it be at a senior or at a junior level. I think you must visit one of the venues on a Saturday morning, starting from the under 10, going right up to under 18, and you'll undoubtedly find quite a bit of women playing baseball for the clubs. In whether you come to Kelsriver, whether you go to Botha, Silver Tree, or even just Fischhoek, you'll find women playing baseball. For us, like Courtney had said, it's been quite a surprise to see the turnout at the trials, and it's not about the numbers only; it's about the quality that was on display there too. And we've clearly grown from NBC 2022 to date in terms of women in baseball, because there are new faces, there's new talent that has also come through the club system. And I think it's important that we work through the club system, because a club is in a town, in a locality. The parents, the people around that club is able to grow the club from the talent coming from that specific community. And that's how we're going to strengthen baseball, but more specifically women in baseball, in not just in CTBF, but all over across the country.
So Courtney, let's go back to you. Tell us a little bit more about what was going through your mind when you saw the list of players and you went, wow, look at all the new talent that's coming through, look at how much bigger it's got.
Look, obviously, as a baseball player playing at your club, you don't actually get to experience seeing so many females playing at different venues and so on. So I think, stepping into the role of director of women in baseball, my eyes were open to a new experience of seeing how many juniors we actually have. And my heart must have skipped a beat, I think, when I saw the list, and when we actually commenced with training, and it's the girls it's a bunch of super excited, super energetic girls that just want to play baseball, get on the field and do their best, and that's all that we expect from them and ask them.
And how important is the experience, not only to be playing, but to be in the circle? I suppose it's also a question of parents, moms and dads and fans, seeing an event that is well organized, it's safe, if they want their children to start playing baseball, for those basically who are coming to see what it's all about for the first time. This must be an important opportunity as well, because they can firsthand see the coaching, they can firsthand see other kids playing, and they know that it's a good, safe environment that is a fantastic opportunity and distraction for kids.
Yeah, I mean, the whole objective is that we actually start with under 10 goals and under 12 goals, and we progress from there. And on Saturday, you will actually see that how the coaches take them through their drills, and the training that they actually get for events like this is top notch. I must be honest. And the girls, they well, what I saw on Sunday, I'm just really excited to see what they can do on Saturday.
Courtney, you look like you're almost emotional. That's how happy you are. Well, this is fantastic. But we're gonna start wrapping it up, folks. Now I know that we're gonna. But let's just quickly, Ian. I think that if I look at it from this side, and Romeo, you might agree with me that Saturday coming is very much a celebration of youth, boys and girls, mixed gender. There's no seniors playing on Saturday, and it really is a celebration of youth. And in that space, I've got to ask Ian. I mean, Ian, you went to Taiwan with under 12s, and the message that we got, the picture that we got back, the stories we were getting back, and I know that we've spoken about this before, but the stories we were getting back from the rest of the world about this under 12 team that was over there. And I think one of your players with Chuma that became a legend in the area. But the story that we got back was that it was not about the winning of the game, it was not about the results, it was about these you tell us more in your words, because you've said it so well before.
It's about giving children experiences, life-changing experiences, different opportunities. Chuma, Nkanya, Jamie, Sean, all different backgrounds, but together we all won. We were complimenting the fact that our kids had fun. You know, we were singing, we were jovial, and I expect the same. I expect the same from Winelands this weekend. Youth baseball is fun, guys, and it has to be, whether you play club baseball, district, provincial, national. And the same thing is, JP, we're still getting messages currently from Taiwan, hitting on our thing. Hey guys, when are you coming back? We love you guys. We love the mere fact that it's all about baseball. It's not too militant. We can see that you want to express yourself. Obviously, baseball's a sport, but the fun factor's there. And all I'm asking the viewers is come down and support youth baseball. There's no better sport to support than youth sport.
Romeo, so this is that exactly what it is it's about creating more opportunity at every level.
Indeed, JP, indeed. And in Afrikaans, the expression probably has a bit of a greater impact. Ons is altyd besig met 'n opvoedingstaak, JP. So in youth baseball specifically, and Ian runs the youth baseball in CTBF, also being able to make an impact in the lives of the youth athletes, teaching them some life skills, because I would have seen over the past few weeks when we did the trials that is also an important part of developing the youth in the sport itself. But like you said, it's all about celebrating the youth within baseball over the coming weekend, and we're going to make it an enjoyable experience.
And how much final question, how much of an opportunity is this also for sponsors to see what's happening on Saturday? Local business to see that there are clubs traveling from different areas, clubs traveling from Ocean View, clubs traveling from the Cape Winelands area, Ian mentioned traveling from Fisher, clubs bringing their athletes to the event. Of course, local business will be looking to see, well, how do we help out? How do we invest?
Yeah, so JP, baseball in Cape Town also has the element where we like I said, we're trying to make a difference in the lives of individuals. So in most of our clubs, there's also the development component. I know Milnerton Mavericks, for example, has the kids from Denoon. Botasig also has a development approach in their area. Kuilsriver Cardinals. We have Riverside Gardens. In the south, there are also clubs that also have that development component specifically. And that creates the opportunity for small businesses and medium businesses also, as part of their corporate social investment, to also make an input in terms of that area. We're also then looking with Western Cape Baseball, obviously, especially for the traveling team and the other teams, provide a bit of meals on the day itself. I think GDI has come to the party for Cape Town CTBF specifically in assisting in that regard. And we will welcome any other sponsorship, whether it be in cash or kind, or any other donations also for the day to make it a bigger success. Remember, we're still struggling within the economy. Even the traveling district from Cape Winelands would assist or would be grateful if there would be small or medium businesses who would want to assist them with their expenditure for the specific weekend.
Well, anybody who's watching right now, any local business who's looking at the show, or local business or national, or perhaps even international, because everybody's out there, anybody can watch us now. Anybody who wants to invest in baseball, you know where to find us. Certainly you can go and visit our baseball website, www.sabaseball.co.za. You can go to the Facebook page, you can go to the Instagram page, you can go to the Twitter page, and you can get all the exposure that any business wants. But most importantly, you know that you can deal with credible structures. You can deal with local club structures that have got solid leadership and great development projects. And what's more is they have a pipeline to high performance, where some players even get to go and play overseas. I think we will leave it at that. The final message from one of our viewers. You guys see I put my glasses back on to look at the final message. Is from Chantal Wilson, and Chantal Wilson is obviously watching live now, and she says, good luck to all the players and the technical staff, and all the best to everyone involved. Let's play baseball. And then she put a little baseball icon there. So let me say then thank you very much to all of you. I'm hoping that it was easy enough for you to do. Courtney, we're looking forward to seeing what's coming out of women's baseball on Saturday, and who's going to be coming through the ranks. And good luck for Saturday. I'm sure you're going to have your hands full.
Oh, watch the space, eh?
And Ian, all the way from the across the channel, so to speak, thanks for joining us. Fantastic signals, great to see. We can't wait to get you back in Cape Town, and I'm sure that all the kids here can't wait to see you as well.
Sure, JP, thank you so much, and all the best with your three attempts on Saturday off the tee.
Yeah, I'll go play a bit of T-ball at Athlone Hayes. And Romeo, it's your event together with Cape Winelands and of course Western Cape Baseball Federation. Good luck for Saturday. Thanks for taking all the time, and I think maybe just from my side, I've seen how much hard work it is for administrators to get teams together, especially watching this World Cup endeavors over the last 8 months, and the NBC. Romeo, I know that you guys have got your hands full right now, and that behind the scenes there's a lot of work happening. So I'm sure we're looking forward to talking more about that. Good luck for Saturday, and we can't wait to find out more.
Thank you, JP. JP, the program starts at 9 o'clock. First game kicks off at 9:30. We're taking it right down to the afternoon, early evening. I think it's at 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock that we're looking to conclude. We're looking to have a good day of baseball there at Chaka Road. Hoping to see you there. Bring your batting gloves and your bat, not the small one, the big one. You're going to have to make contact with the ball, JP. And to all of the administrators, both at Cape Town Baseball Federation, at Cape Winelands, and also then Western Cape Baseball Federation, thank you for all your support, your hard work, putting the program together, and let's make this a huge success.
Fantastic, guys. We'll leave it at that. I'll say goodnight to you, and I'm sure all the folks that are watching right now, even if they're not watching live now, they're going to watch the replay a little bit later. We'll see you on Saturday. Friends, moms, dads, parents, kids, women's baseball, all happening at Chaka Road this Saturday. Let's get down there. We'll see you guys. You're not going to go away. Stick around with me. Right, folks, there you go. If you have been watching the live stream here with us, fantastic. Thank you very much. As you heard, Courtney and Romeo and Ian say there, it's all happening this coming weekend at Chaka Road, where it's the Inter-District Championships, the Western Cape Inter-District Championships between Cape Winelands and the Cape Town Baseball Federation at Chaka Road, starting early in the morning. Get down. It's going to be lots of fun for the fans, All the players will be there. Everybody's going to be having a really good time. And if you have not had a chance to experience baseball, this is the perfect opportunity for you to do it. Remember, please visit our website, www.sabaseball.co.za, and our Facebook page, easy enough to find, South African Baseball. And then just on a final note, remember, if you're watching right now, subscribe and ring the bell, so every time we go live you will automatically get a notification to say South African Baseball is live. We'll say good night, or if you're on the other side of the world, we'll say good morning, and we'll see you on Saturday. Bye bye.